Good afternoon. We have a very, very challenging task. I think all the panelists have to run LLMs on your talks, and you need to make it very, very precise because we have hardly 45 minutes and we have 6 eminent panelists to speak on this topic of transforming public service delivery through digital innovations. And I know all of them have actually done quite a bit of work in their space, and they have, in fact, each of them had 45 minutes of experience to share. But I think for the sake of time, we will request each of them to limit it to 5 minutes. I will not take a long time, but we all know that the changes in the technology and the newer development of technology has actually made the e-governance moving into the multiple levels as such. In fact, Dr. Santosh Babu has given us a glimpse of what ICAM is doing, while they are actually trying to integrate multiple services using a set of technologies. So I'll just put a basic framework for this this discussion. I'll put the service delivery and the way digital innovations comes into 3 buckets. One is primarily to ensure that how do we actually make our delivery to the customers, to the citizens, B2, G2B, G2C or G2G, more transparent, more efficient, and more easy for access. But that is something which we were doing conventionally in the e-governance space. But if you wanted to make it much more efficient, we need to actually reduce the cost of delivering the service. And that's basically where we actually adopt quite a bit of digital public good and build solutions on the top of that. In a way, we are actually optimizing the government services. And the third level is primarily where you actually start developing new services, new models, which conventionally we cannot actually use. Just to give you an example, at Digital University, we are working very closely with the veterinary department. I don't know, veterinary and animal husbandry department, anybody is over here. Our purpose is very simple. Can we actually increase the farmer's income to double by ensuring that the productivity of cattle of Kerala can actually go at least twice just using digital? You are not adding any new breeding practices, you are not adding any new cattle, but can we actually make Kerala self-sufficient in milk primarily to have digital management of the herd book? And that is it's actually a national model project which is actually done in some other states also. So we have several such examples where newer technologies, newer methodologies can actually be used to come out with newer services and newer models as such. I'm sure that all our panelists are going to speak about this in depth. So we have, as I said, 6 panelists with us, and I'll just briefly introduce them, and then I will request each of them to share their views. We have Sri Narayana Moorthy, the Chairman and Managing Director of KELTRON, and all of us here knows KELTRON because it's one of the pride of Kerala. But KELTRON has actually been involved in several e-governance projects and has actually played a very pivotal role in working with IT mission and many other departments in the many e-governance projects as such, and in multiple departments. I'm sure that Sri Narayana Moorthy will be speaking about that. And we have Yeshwant Gurukar, Executive Director of Center for Smart Governance and E-Governance in Government of Karnataka, where some of the newer technologies, how the Government of Karnataka has actually been adopted. I'm sure that Mr. Gurukar will be speaking in more detail. And we also have Amit Sharma, Secretary IT, Transport, Rural Development and Science and Technology from Union Territory of Ladakh. Especially, this will be very insightful for us because at the challenging circumstances which Ladakh has got, how the technology is actually delivering services. I'm sure that there are infrastructure constraints also. How do we actually deliver services with an innovative technology model is what Mr. Amit Sharma will be speaking about. And we have Sri Nizamudeen, and all of us know Mr. Nizamudeen because he's very famous for the very interesting adoption of information technology, digital solutions to make a particular place 100% water secure in the Katagada experiment, which has been lauded across the world as a model project. But as of now, he's a mission director of NREGA and State Remote Sensing and Environmental Center. In fact, Dr. Santosh Babu sometime back said that we don't use geospatial technology to the extent which is possible. In fact, Sri Nizamudeen has used this very, very extensively to many of the innovations which he has brought. I'm sure that he'll be sharing that. And we have Mr. Manoj PA, Senior Director of IT, National Informatics Center, And we cannot think about e-governance or any of the newer public service delivery without thinking about NIC. I'm sure that very innovative aspects which NIC has done, Mr. Manoj PA will be sharing in his presentation. And we also have from the corporate, Mr. Alok Baitya, country head solution architecture for the state government business from Amazon Web Services. Because many of our solutions are now getting hosted in Amazon, and he would be one person who can actually get us benchmark solutions from multiple governments. And I'm sure that we have a very enriching discussion to follow. So I request each panelist to limit their presentations to 5 minutes, primarily looking at some of the digital innovations which has enhanced the public service delivery, and in one of the 3 buckets or all the 3 buckets which I spoke about. And maybe if everybody limit to 5 minutes, we may have at least one round more where we can take some audience questions also. So I'll request Mr. K. Narayana Moorthy to start his presentation. Thank you.
Good afternoon. First of all, let me thank the organizers on behalf of KELTRON, whom always we identify as an extended mission of IT Department of Kerala, especially IT mission, to speak in front of you about KELTRON's involvement in the e-governance initiatives of Kerala, and of course at a national level with respect to our technology perspectives. Now, as you know, KELTRON is a CMM level 3 certified company and also CERTIN certified. And it is extremely difficult to find any department in Kerala where our touch is not there. However, since Dr. Saji Gopinath has told only 5 minutes, so I have to limit my talk to certain key areas. So as you know that of course we have heard about the e-governance, a lot of lectures. But slowly the importance is being changed to geo-governance systems, GIS based. Then IT service transformation. These are the 2 domains where now a lot of importance is there. So with respect to this type of domains, definitely KELTRON is executing many projects in different sectors of Kerala. So to summarize a few, we can start with one of the most and important prestigious project called Harida Mitram. This is which you are doing along with the Sujitha mission. We have developed an application software for waste management, wherein almost now in Kerala in the last 1 year, 68 consumers, households have been empaneled, and it is estimated almost 65 kilotons of wastage has been accounted and processed with this help of the app. And it is amazing to see that each of the Harida Mitram markets, basically Kudumbasri, they are having these mobile phones and the QR code pasted at every house. There's a data generated and amazing work is done. This is being followed with the solid waste management total information system, which KELTRON is trying to develop, where this particular app also will be integrated. But most important other things are, of course, with respect to the Kerala police. During COVID time, of course, as you know, that the remand extension of prisoners is a Herculean task for the Kerala police. More than 25% of the police force is used for this, taking to them court and all. KELTRON has established for the Kerala police 470 video conferencing systems, wherein with the courts and the prisons. And it is estimated in the last 2 and 3 years, more than 150,000 remainder that bail has been discussed without any movement from the jail. So this is one of the important things which is still very strong. And of course, now with respect to the Janamaitri police station for the police beating app, and another important thing is the Rail Maitri app, which we are developing. It is almost getting completed for ensuring passenger safety and interfacing with the police. And most important thing is with respect to wetland mapping and other things. But in the days to come, the GIS is being enabled with new technologies like drone, IoT, and other high connectivity bandwidth, and also AR, VR systems. So the domains also will change. So this is very, very important. Then, of course, with respect to the software development, we almost generate many softwares for various departments for their performance monitoring and other aspects. And I am not going to tell about the cloud service and other things and the cyber security areas wherein now KELTRON is trying to establish its presence in a big area. And most important thing is with respect to all these e-governance initiatives and activities, it is very important. I thought in today's session, there will be some presentation on based on the new Government of India's guidelines. So there should be an awareness program, I think, to be brought by the IT department of Kerala to all the IT developers that what are the new guidelines and what care it has to be taken, because the stakes are very high in the coming days in the new IT policies. So maybe I will touch upon other aspects. Maybe one more point I will tell and stop. The most important thing is, see, along with the Kerala police, our main domain is the traffic management system and ITMS systems. So, with the times, we also moved forward with the adaptive traffic management systems. And most important thing is one of the prestigious projects in India, especially in Kerala, we have established in the last 4 months, it is operational, which has transformed Kerala's traffic lanes discipline and reduced the accident and death rates considerably. Now you can see nobody will, without a helmet, you can see on the roads. Very rarely you see it, because 746 AI-enabled cameras have been established across the street and almost 50,000 violations are being caught. And this is one of the prime things. And of course, NHAA is now slowly picking up these specifications, and we are sure in the days to come, our products along with our softwares will be there at the national level. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. In fact, I think you kept to the 5 minutes. Thank you very much. In fact, we have the next speaker, which is Mr. Yeshwant Gurukar. So, you please enlighten us about the initiatives happening in Karnataka.
Thank you, sir. Thank the organizers, the Government of Kerala, my colleagues in Government of Kerala, Manoj sir and Bravakar is with me from State of Karnataka. So, State of Karnataka has been a pioneer in usage of IT, starting with land records. We had a country's first digitized land record system, Bhumi, in 2008. So I head the Center of Smart Governance. What we do is we are something like IKF, Kerala Mission, IKM. I have a set of 340 and 350 engineers. We build software for the government. So what all we have built, I just want to tell. Starting with Kaveri 2, which is the new registration system. So you can just imagine, if you want to get a marriage certificate, people who are getting married can fill the form online. And there's no need for them to go to the sub-registrar office. The sub-registrar would check it and probably put, certify that they're getting married, and they can just download the software, the marriage certificate there itself. So some of the pain points, the pain points are when the citizen interacts with the government, and every interaction can be a pain point for the citizen. And that is what Center of Governance we are trying to change. And we are doing something for the RTCs, where in real-time location of each bus is known. You want to book a seat, you want to buy a ticket in advance from which place to which. So there is a study that 30% of the revenue can increase for RTCs if the visibility of the bus is known. I would want to book a Ola or Uber because I don't know where the government bus is. So we are implementing a real-time GPS-based system for that. We're trying to digitize the ticketing system. We have already built one unified college and management admission system, which is saving all the universities around 300 crores per year. Every university used to have its own management of admission, examination. They used to charge 50 rupees, 70 rupees for the student. This is a single platform, and all the universities in Karnataka have come on board. All the students are on board, and end to end, their workflow is taken place. Then we have built integrated warehouse system. All the warehouses in Karnataka used to be government owned, used to be manual. You never know what is the input output. There used to be allegations of corruption, XYZ, of everything. Even a pin comes inside a warehouse, we know it is in the warehouse, and we bill it for it. We are building a integrated mining license system from which will be operated, which will centralize all the mining operations in Karnataka. If there is a mining violation, somebody has taken a sand which is not supposed to take, the notice goes from the headquarters, and the head of the mines knows that there is something happening here, and all of this is geo-mapped. All the government works, we have built work management systems for different departments. All the development works which are going on in Karnataka across different departments, I can just pull it on the screen back now with the geolocation. This is where this place, this road is being built. This was when the tender is called. This is the person who is executing. This is the quality of work we are going to do. It is happening, and as he uploaded all the 3-stage work, so all this can be pulled digitally. So these are some of the works which we are doing in Center for Smart Governance. Karnataka has already built, for example, I saw one of the Aadhaar is there, family-based database is not there. But in Karnataka, we already have Kutumba, which is a family-based database. So I exactly know when a person is going above 60 years, it triggers to the pension app. I know next year onwards I have to give pension to him. And so we have made a system where anybody can get a pension in 72 hours delivered at their home. All he needs to do is call up a call center, and the village accountant lands up in front of his home, and in 72 hours his pension is approved. So these are some of the innovative, or I'll not say innovative, run-of-the-mill processes which have been digitized, which we have reduced the pain points for the citizen. The lesser the interaction of the citizen with the government, the more better it is for the citizen. And I think Kaveri 2 is kicked off last 3 days of September. Last 3 days, the number of registrations were done with 27,000, 20,000 plus. So they earned 700 crore revenue in those 3 days. And I think 25,000 revenue which is going to be earned from Kaveri 2 is being powered by CSG. And so we are moving forward. We are doing something for ULBs also. We wanted to win the first national award. So we wanted to digitize the entire ULB function, taking Upyog as this thing and modifying it according to the state laws, this thing. So we are on it. We are working on it. And the plethora of other projects which are coming around. So having said this, there's still a lot of scope, and once again, thank the organizers for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we have the third speaker, Mr. Amit Sharma, the Secretary IT, Transport, Rural Development and Science and Technology, Union Territory of Ladakh.
Good afternoon, everybody. Post lunch session, to keep everybody awake after the lunch is always a challenge. We're just making a humble attempt. And also my gratitude to the organizers, Elets Technomedia, who have called me all the way from one end of the country to the other to be a part of this important knowledge exchange program, which is always a pleasure to be and to exchange good thoughts, good ideas, technological transfers. So no better place than this one like this to work upon. Coming back to Ladakh, it is an upcoming union territory, as you all know. It was actually, it's a very small in terms of number of districts. That is Leh and Kargil. These are the two districts. But it has the largest geographical spread. It is one of the largest. If you see the district, all details, Leh used to be one of the largest in terms of the spread, square kilometers. So we have different kinds of challenges out there, like every place has. But since I took over as secretary for information technology and multiplicity of other departments like transport, rural development, and I think you missed out the list. I am MD Sidco also there, and disaster management, and the list is quite long. So the point is, prior to this, I was IT Secretary Jammu and Kashmir, UT, and even CEO Jakega there. So the streak started from there only. From there, we pushed on with few reforms which we carried on post 19 here as well. And I'm happy to share that we are into a bandwagon where we are taking Ladakh to level next. In the sense, like we are coming up with an independent state data center there very soon. We are in the final stages of that. Alongside, we are coming up with a lot of solutions like making all services online. I fully agree to our friends from Karnataka and Kerala everywhere that it is a must these days. I still recall words of my erstwhile chief secretary in JK that, you know, he used to tell me that, Amit, you make systems take up to that level, make services online that people don't have to come to our offices for work. If they come, they should come for a cup of tea, just exchanging vibes. Because he's right, pain area. It's a pain area still in India that colonial mindset is not gone. Let's be very frank and candid about admitting one thing, that people person sitting on this side of the chair and the person coming from there still has that fear psychosis. I remember the streak of reforms I brought when I used to be SDM long back. In my subdivision, it was one of the remotest subdivisions, and we launched first official website among us all in J&K at that time. It was Dudu Basantgar. It went on to win, I think, CSI Niland Award also, like one of the initiatives in the remotest, because this area used to remain cut off for 6 months because of that tough terrain it was, because of the geographical conditions, ice and everything, snow clad and all that. So I mean to say, when people realize that I have made everything online, everything certificates are coming out automatically. We used to have a practice of PRC, if you know, popularly known as State Subject Certificate, Permanent Resident Certificate there. So when everything went on like this, somebody came and met my Patwari and said, this certificate ये तो आ गया, but is it right? सर आप इतना पैसा लो और मुझे बताओ कि क्या गड़बड़ है इसमें, इतना जल्दी तो आ ही नहीं सकता. So this is the pain area. I'm talking long back, and this still persists. So interface has to finish off. Technology has to take over. And you feel so great, the reforms which started in erstwhile Andhra Pradesh, that is now it is divided like Telangana, we can say the major part is there, and Karnataka have seen the light of the day. Now every state is competing one amongst others. These kinds of ICT events are taking place, and many such activities. People are aware, and good amount of interpolations and thinking is going on that how things are to be changed. And this is new India. This is new India, especially with Digital India Part 1, Digital India Part 2, how we are moving ahead. Like we have got people, I'm so happy to say Amazon Web Services and such things have come up, like clouds are coming up. People are coming up with ideas how to keep data secure and all that. So I mean to say, sky is the limit when you have to go for reforms. Even Karnataka would say still lot to do. Although people say that they have reached the state of maturity, but I don't agree. It's an ever-growing field. The more you do, the better it is. So similar is the case of Ladakh. Like we are with a lot of models which are coming up. We are coming up with Safe City, lot of integrated command and control center. I'm Secretary Disaster Management also there. So there we are coming up with, we already have established one emergency operations center, and now we are making it functional, trying to see real time, like where disasters are taking place or where future things, because that is a terrain where problems are there. Say we have cloud burst, a major problem in Leh, Ladakh and those areas. So similarly, such kinds of things have to be countered. Technology helps us to reach a level, to mitigate the disasters. In transport, we are implementing a lot of reforms, a lot of smart city ideas we are implementing there. So it's a long list where we are going ahead with, and we have a lot more to do. So I would request all the, I would say the sponsors, the corporates who are sitting here, we will have a red carpet welcome to you. You come up with your ideas, whichever areas you believe are still lacking there, or you find some scope in. you're most welcome to pitch in with the right kind of mindset to help the cause of people there. It's a small place, but very much tech savvy. Like, I'll just share before closing. We are coming up with public Wi-Fi there. It is the idea for many to catch. I know sitting here will catch up with this idea, but with a difference. The model would be pay and use. It won't be simply like going to a corporate, putting up all the Wi-Fis and all. We want to make it secure also. We are bordering a very sensitive place. That is, we are near our neighbors. Like always there is a problem. Galwan was an example. And similarly, many such things happen. So we have to be security doubly sensitive while using technology in these areas. We have to be very safe, very secure, resilient, and to catch up with cyber warfare, which is the next in thing, as we all know it. So we, sitting at such a place, my priority, even as telecom secretary there, is to raise towers and then provide secure connections to last mile users. We have vibrant village programs running there till the last point of the border, touching China and all. So we have to use technology, but with a caution. That's my word to everybody. And if you are ready with such kinds of solutions, Ladakh is one of the best places for you to visit. And just for your knowledge, like next month as a part of the ICT, we are organizing a big, I believe, this transformational conclave, IT conclave. And you all are welcome. Most of the colleagues who met me here said already they've got letters from my side. And I wish that Elets also organize such a kind of grand gala event in upcoming summers there. So thank you and wish you all the best.
Thank you. As I said, no, we have each speaker, we at least record half an hour. Sorry for that. So let me hear from Dr. Nizamudeen, the Managing Director of NREGA and KSRAC.
Good afternoon to all. Actually, I'm the representative of both the sides actually for the geospatial technology, because I'm representing an organization wherein we have been generating enormous data for the development of the state. And presently, I am also holding an organization wherein this spatial data can be effectively utilized for the public service delivery of the state actually. As far as KSRC is concerned, as you all know, it's a front runner in generating enormous spatial data and different scales during the last span of 20 to 25 years. In Kerala, what we face is that, see, every time we are being asking who is using this particular data or what is the use of this geospatial data for the planning purpose. Many times we use this data for the purpose of preparing maps, maybe for the reports, or showcasing some activities to the people, or even printing something. But the very essence of this particular data, what I feel over the last 6 to 7 years, wherein I've been associated with a particular project in the constituency, what our moderator has been mentioning, wherein we were able to showcase the strength of the geospatial data in a planning process. See, normally in the state, what happens is that the decisions are being taken on various angles. Maybe in the people who have more force. See, take the case of Panchayat. If a particular work is to be taken up in a Panchayat, normally the Panchayat committee takes a decision on activity which is to be taken up in a particular ward or particular place. They never take hold of this science or the technology. But what we were able to convince the local self-government is that, see, these are the particular area which needs priority. And we were able to convince them why this particular activity is to be taken. So I can now very proudly say that because of that particular activity, because of the strength of geospatial technology, we were able to implement a scheme in a constituency with the help of local self-government, with the convergence of different departments. We give the data to all the departments. It's available online. Every department can see the data. And the activities which is being taken up by each department is being documented there. So a continuous activity and a scientific activity was implemented in the area. I'll just cite you an example. See, in the first case, when the project was implemented there, we got a sanction for the renovation of 6 ponds actually. There are 314 ponds in the constituency. Where will we select this? The question arises. And we were able to convince all the people, the local self-government representatives, that this is the particular pond which is to be taken because of this reason of the topography, the terrain, the soil and other activities. So these layers can be overlaid over a laptop when we sat before the Gram Panchayat president and members in a hall within a laptop, we can show them. See, that kind of intervention brings some confidence in the people. And after 7 years, I'm really proud to say that the geospatial technology has paved a way to bring an area which was under semi-critical 10 years back to a safe zone by the scientific intervention of water conservation activities. Similarly, in MGNRES, my business warrior, Anumadam is here. See, we have taken initiative to bring all the database in a GIS platform. The activities to be taken up in the coming years has been plotted in GIS so that even if the person changes in the field, they can easily identify the priority areas and the works can be easy. So this technology, I'm not going to the details of that. This technology will, I'm stressing the word will, help all the departments, provided we are ready to take up the technology. I still feel that many of us, even after the presentation here, we just hear this and go back. If you are ready to take up the technology, I can assure you that the state will be running in a pace 10 or 20 times more than what is happening in the state. So looking forward to all of you to take this technology. I just conclude. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think data-driven governance is actually the way forward. And I think that actually leads to NIC, because I think NIC is the biggest repository of all the data of all the governments. So I just also wanted, along with your presentation, to touch upon the challenges today we face on the interoperability of data, because that is one biggest challenge. When Dr. Santosh spoke about API world, this is actually the biggest challenge many times we find when you are thinking about unified databases. So
yeah, sure. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank IT department and IT mission and the organizers for inviting NIC to this seminar. I think I will just mention two projects where NIC is partnering with the state government. With the chair's permission, it may go beyond beyond 5 minutes. First of all, I would like to share some experience and knowledge regarding the digital survey project. Right now it is going on in the state. So this project is being coordinated by the survey department, the revenue department. So this is a unique project wherein the digital survey of the entire state, 1,550 villages are going on. So the core stations, 28 core stations are established across the state. And from these core stations, the signal comes, and using the latest technologies like RTK rovers, the surveyors are going to the field and surveying each and every parcel in the village. So doing this survey, so the digital survey, so there need a requirement of a software for assisting the surveyors. That is a resurvey management information system software we have developed, partnering with the survey department for covering the entire survey process. So this process, now there comes a GIS component. GIS component in the sense that so once you survey, you will get the polygons and the GIS maps you will get. But before survey department is already having some maps and other, litho maps and all these documents. So how to convert this and make it use for them for preparing pre-survey maps. So this pre-survey map preparation, NIC has developed a software called Bhunaksha. So this Bhunaksha is a GIS map creation or GIS solution, using which we can manipulate the maps. We can create the maps, we can draw the polygons, mutate it and everything. Whatever a GIS software does, everything it does. So this survey started in first phase in 200 villages, completed in some 30-40 villages. A survey is completed. We are waiting for data to be published. So once this data is published, now what is next? The village will be getting the latest digitized data. So now the Kerala government is thinking one step beyond. Once the integrated land data bank is prepared, so what step next? So then there comes the thought process that, for example, all of us know that if you want to sell a property, or sell your land, how many departments you have to get into? First, you have to go to the revenue department to get the possession. Then you approach the registration department for registering the document. Then again go to village for getting it mutated in the basic tax register. Then go to the survey department to get it mutated in the map. So this is the process what is going on. So now the government's thinking we have already developed a solution in the sense that for citizen there should be only one government. The first point where he gets or approaches a government official, that is his government. From that point where he approaches first, the final outcome also he should get from that point. So that is the motto behind this Endabhumi project, which is supplementing the digital survey project. It is coming up, it is developed, and most probably I think in coming months it will be inaugurated. So that is a very unique idea. And again, this is a platform for discussing about the transformation of services using technology. So I would like to say that the GIS technology is being used. Then latest this one. And also somebody was discussing here about DevOps concept. So CI/CD pipeline, this entire project, RMAS with the Endabhumi, that total integration. It is because it is a huge challenge in the sense that integrating survey department with the registration department and revenue department, and this seamless flow, and the citizen will have only one interface. He will be just going to one portal. Okay. So this is one project wherein that latest technologies are being used. A lot of technologies in the sense even we have created a CI/CD pipeline also for continuous integration and delivery. So that is there. And now I will come to another project, some 10 years, it is already 13 years. Ma'am knows, Anukumari ma'am is the state, IT Mission is the state designated agency for that project, e-district project. So this in 2010 we evolved. It is for the delivery of services under a single umbrella, various government services under a single umbrella. So there, when we, the government, came up with that idea, I think it is a central MMB project, mission mode project. So we saw there were around, 2000 plus Ashya centers. So when a citizen wants to avail a certificate service from the revenue department, he has to he can approach the government only in working days. So this approach was that even if, 24 hours 7, without going to a government office, how can we avail a service? So that is the concept of that project. And in the last, another important aspect of that project is that it is a self-sustainable project. Self-sustainable project in the midst for the last 13 years, it is continuously working with a revenue generation model in the sense that earlier it was 10 rupees, but then government reduced to 2 rupees per service. So around 11 crores transactions already has taken place. I think many people who associated with the project are here. And one more thing, last thing, since it is a technology session, how transformation can bring in. I would like to inform you that NIC is having a center of excellence in microservices at Kochi in Kerala. And NIC is having a mobile app competency center in Kerala. And NIC is also having a application security division in Kerala. So this is a plus point to this state that NIC has brought in.
Thank you.
Now I think you have made one point that.
I was speaking about interoperability, but I'm not sure whether.
Interoperability. Interoperability API. There is a national level API exchange gateway is there, that is called NAPIX. That is NIC providing that we can leverage. But lot of platforms, because when we come to this stage of integrating different departments, I think we have to go step beyond considering government as an enterprise, and we should bring in enterprise architecture to the government so that then only that we can have a seamless integration of various sectors into that. For that, we have to build a lot of platforms also. Platforms in the sense that our present constraint is that there is no common lookup tables. So if you want to integrate two systems, the data, lookup data is in different codes. Yes, so it is extremely difficult to integrate.
We need to close that.
Yeah, we need to close that. And like that, other things like that, digital signatures. Digital signatures, once we introduced this token-based digital signature, Now people find it difficult, or some laptops it is working, this is not working, then we have to go for e-sign. E-sign, there are limitations, XML.
I think we need
So,
to
we can
stop.
keep
I know
talking.
that, I know this is a very interesting topic, and
Yeah.
we can discuss about India itself for a quite some time.
Right.
But unfortunately,
But I
for the
think
want of
that we have to
time,
think in at least in a sector-wise,
Yes,
like revenue sector, finance sector.
true.
So at least sector-wise, we can bring in that. So we can, I think, move forward in a.
And I
very
think
big
that's
way.
where the Amazon comes into picture, because all the data finally resides in Amazon. So, how does
Okay, thank you.
what do you see as some of the best practices which is happening
Yeah.
across the country in the e-government
First
space?
of all,
and how
thank you.
technology is changing?
It's really a immense pleasure. Sorry, I have a really bad throat. That I'm in a panel with such eminent speakers. It's great to hear about the transformation which the country is already doing. I mean, when we look at from the other side, where we as a technology provider to the government, how can we help? That's where the thought comes in, that as a technology provider, when we are talking about so much of transformation which is happening currently, or which the today, like what one of our colleague called out, the Gen Z is expecting, right? You wake up in the morning, the first thing you see is in the mobile phone. You go to sleep, the last thing you do is look at the mobile phone. So literally everyone is looking at the mobile phone, and you want to live your life on that mobile phone. So effectively, all citizen-centric services are also getting expected to be all delivered out of that mobile phone. Which takes us to that point that, when we are talking about such a transformation, it is definitely putting a lot of pressure in terms of how fast can we deliver that. And that's where, as an organization, is the focus of Amazon or Amazon Web Services, that how can we work with the government departments, common services, to make sure that the infrastructure which is required to deliver such services are available on demand, are available to the right set of resources which you need to do the transformations which you are expecting to do. You called out 3 different elements, and I've been taking notes all through my day. I mean, with this whole, writing pad is completely full. So you spoke about transformation, cost of delivery, and the new world in which, new modernizations have to happen. These are the specific areas where, as AWS, we definitely come into the picture to help. Whether you talk about transformation, so transformation from whatever mode of applications we have been running to modernized application. How soon can a modernized application be rolled out? That's where, again, possibly cloud comes into picture to help in rolling out an idea to actually executing it and then delivering it to the citizens. That's where cloud can really help in fastening the whole process. Second, in terms of cost, because cost is something every time you cannot have a complete capex investment being done to do these kind of transformations or innovations. A pay-as-you-go model typically helps in actually doing those kind of small experiments, identifying what's best suited for that kind of environment, and then go forward for it. And then finally, the new age, or the new age of applications. But think about the new age technologies. I think we spoke about, there was discussions around metaverse, there was discussion about generative AI. All these are the new age technologies which country is looking forward to embrace. Country is looking forward to really start working in giving better citizen-centric services. So, for example, we spoke during the day about smart cities, where lakhs and lakhs of cameras are getting installed. How about looking at the feeds from those smart cities, all the CCTV cameras, and actually giving it to an AI model, and start looking at how can I predict a possibility of some clash which might happen, and then the police was coming into action. Things around, it's like the imagination. You think about an area where you want technology come in. That's where something, you throw it at us, right? We are the people who invest into those kind of R&D to really research as to how can we help in giving better citizen-centric services. So we are here to really help in that journey of doing the digital transformation to the tune in which the organizations or the different departments want us to work.
Thank you. In fact, I think we should also make sure that the new government application should be cloud native, because that is an important thing, because I think many of our applications now, when we are migrating to cloud, they are not necessarily optimized for the cloud. And you have actually find challenges around that. Maybe in the next session, when on on the infrastructure, we will be discussing more details on that.
Sure.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for all the panelists. And I know that it's a very tough thing for us to limit to such a short period of time, but all the panelists have kept to the time. Thank you very much, and I'm sure that the audience enriched a lot by the experiences, the challenges, and the type of solutions they have adopted across the world, across the country as such. Thank you very much, and I'll give back to the organizers. Thank you.